So, Jonathan, ever since the destruction of the first and second temple, we have been able to give a proper sacrifice of a red heifer. So today, there's always these ideas and thoughts every few years that we find this red heifer, and unfortunately, it never comes to fruition because we're not in the time of the Messiah yet. There was recently in Lakewood, New Jersey, there was a red heifer which the son of Rav Feinstein came to check out.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it destroyed everyone's dreams because it gave birth to another heifer who was not a red heifer.
Mm-hmm.
Thus ruined any possibility at all of it all for it to be used, to be burned.
Why? And why would that be?
Well, the reason is because there's many qualifications for a red heifer, and one of them
Mm-hmm.
is that first of all, the red heifer has to be completely red, cannot have a single blemish, cannot have a single black or white hair in its whole body.
I think it states like 2 white hairs.
2 white hairs,
Yeah.
but also, as well, it cannot give birth to a non-red heifer.
Correct.
And
That's
unfortunately,
one of
it
the
gave birth to a non-red heifer,
Mm-hmm.
and it disqualified it completely from being able to be used as a sacrifice in the Holy Temple. So, is there anything else we can do? Is there any hope of seeing us have another red heifer in our lifetime?
Well, I've been reading this report that the Temple Institute, which is an institute in the Old City that works to help prepare for the reestablishment of a third Hebrew temple in Jerusalem. They help prepare in terms of providing guidance for what priests will do, who are descendants of the biblical figure Aaron, and as well as the vessels that will be used in the third temple. They've raised money for a third temple. And I believe that figure has been up to about $100,000. Recently, they've been on a campaign that's been, I think, at least $11,000 to start a project with this experienced cattle rancher in Israel to breed red heifers. It will involve some sort of genetic, or I don't know how they're going to, because I'm not experienced in this at all, but some sort of method that'll breed these red heifers, so we'll have so many of them available in the scenario that we would have a third temple. And it's just very interesting that this is coming about, that this is a new initiative by the Temple Institute. The other thing, as you mentioned, there has to be qualifications, so they have to be kept halach. There's going to be halachic supervision over, which is pretty much a supervision of Jewish law or Hebrew law over how these red heifers are treated. So basically, they can't bear any burdens. They can't be used for work, and they're pretty much supervised to make sure that they don't have any disqualifications. And it's just a very interesting project. And I don't know how they'll do the method, but it's a very interesting project, and I think it's another sign of a development or another sign of a step in the direction towards Third Temple, because this is what we'll need in order to be on the Temple Mount to do all kinds of sacrifices. We have to be, because I'm not sure we mentioned it yet, but what the red heifer does is the red heifer, as you know, Shlomo, it provides purity from the impurity that one receives from coming in contact with a dead person, and basically that impurity prevents anybody from going into the temple complex, and just by being present in the temple complex, you're not allowed to be in the temple complex in that state of impurity. So that means you can't do sacrifices in that state of impurity in the Hebrew tradition, Jewish tradition, and if you do the red heifer sacrifice, we get that impurity removed. So that was why I think it's a really unique, important step in the direction of a third temple, because it will be something that we would need if we're going to have a third temple at a certain point in time.
It seems kind of expensive to be able to genetically modify cows to be red. and to be completely perfect in accordance to our Torah. So how much is this going to cost, and where are they getting their money from?
I have no idea. I mean, these are all donations. These are all people donate to these projects that the Temple Institute runs. I would assume that it would probably be expensive at the beginning just to start the project up, and then once they have enough red heifers to continue the breeding process or whatever, and they have enough supervision, they could keep the project going at a much lower cost. That's what I would assume. But it's, I mean, I would recommend, I would definitely recommend donating. You know, I mean, I think it's a worthy cause personally.
So what do you donate to if you want to donate?
I guess you'd have to go to the Temple Institute website, which is, just 1 second, I have to go to it first. The website is templeinstitute.org.
Okay, you guys heard that. It's templeinstitute.org if you want to help bring about the third temple.